It's official. My new after-shower routine is a full forensic inspection of my own junk. My sty panel came back clean, but my doctor, in his infinite, grim wisdom, gave me the HPV vaccine anyway. The tests won't catch it if you've been exposed, he said, with the casual demeanor of someone discussing the weather. It can lie dormant for years. So, just keep an eye out for any changes, for the next several years. So, there you have it. Good news, everyone. I have a new, deeply unsettling hobby. #blessed. The legal side of this nightmare is a maze. Turns out, in my state, those secret recordings I made of Emily talking to Bev and John, they're illegal unless you're part of the conversation. I broke the law. My lawyer calmly informed me of this, her voice like a steady hand on a steering wheel while driving off a cliff. The only saving grace is attorney-client privilege. Since she's the only one who has them, we're covered, but I had to delete them. They're gone. It felt like erasing my own sanity, the proof that I wasn't crazy. But the emails I downloaded, those are gold. Solid, admissible evidence. I guess the recordings served their purpose. They confirmed the betrayal in my own ears. A symphony of lies that shattered my world. On my lawyer's advice, I hired the private investigator she recommended. I handed over the login for the GPS tracker on Emily's car, feeling a mix of shame and grim determination. I laid out the whole sordid tale, details to write even for the anonymous void of the internet. The pie, a man named Frank with the weary eyes of someone who's seen it all, listened without flinching. Then he surprised me. "I'm going to follow John, not your wife," he said. I must have looked confused because he explained. "From what you've told me, it sounds like John is more invested. Your wife might have been in it for an ego boost, a distraction. But when a woman pulls back attention, a needy app that's a fair partner often doubles down. He'll be the one initiating, trying to reel her back in. Women don't like needy men, and men don't like needy mistresses." His logic was cold, clinical, and it made a sick kind of sense. As the pro, I'm just the schmuck paying the bills. I've been following the collective, sage advice of the internet and my lawyer. I've stopped having sex with Emily. I use the oldest excuse in the book, layoffs at work, anxiety, the mood just isn't there. She didn't just accept it, she seemed genuinely frustrated, almost irritated. Living with her now is an exercise in high-level espionage and emotional torture. We move through our house like ghosts, performing the rituals of a dead marriage. Here's the twisted part. John and I, we get the same treatment from her now. Well, he got the premium package for a while. But I'm the lucky one. I'm the one who gets to hear the words "I love you" bounce off my eardrums from that hole in the middle of her face. He doesn't get that. #truly blessed. Those words used to be the cornerstone of my universe. Now, every time she says them, it feels like a tiny, precise incision. I'm so goddamn angry that she's made me hate her like this. My therapist has a word for this swirling vortex of love, rage, and disgust. Ambivalence. Thinking about it makes me want to vomit. Then came Valentine's Day. Frank called. John had left an extravagant gift at Emily's salon. A dozen blood-red roses and a box from a lingerie store I couldn't afford to window shop at. The pie watched as Emily arrived, saw the display, and her face, he described it as a storm cloud. She didn't even open the card. She snatched up the roses and the box, marched to the shared dumpster in the strip mall, and threw them in with a violence that was almost beautiful. Frank, being a professional, fished them out. The card and the note with the flowers weren't just proof, they were love letters. Desperate, flowery, damning. Emily then left her salon and drove to meet John. Frank followed. They met in a desolate corner of a hotel parking lot. The conversation lasted 45 minutes. Frank, watching from a distance with a long lens, said Emily's body language was a fortress of no crossed arms, sharp head shakes. John was all pleading hands, gentle touches on her arm, trying to coax her toward the hotel entrance. Nothing explicitly sexual happened, but Frank was confident. "I've seen cases one with less," he told me later. The body language, the location, the context, it paints a picture any judge would recognize as an adulterous relationship. Right in the middle of this parking lot summit, my phone rang. It was Emily. Her voice was tinny, strained. "Just wanted to say I love you," she said, the words hanging in the air like a bad odor. It wasn't affection, it was a probe, a check-in to see if the coast was clear on the home front. My lawyer had another task for me. Photograph Emily's physical appointment book. She's old school, loves her leather-bound calendar. I flipped through a year's worth of pages, my stomach churning. There they were: lunch with John, coffee with John, meetings with John. In the past, I'd have seen business mentor. Now, they were just monuments to my naivety. In her purse, next to the book, was a Mont Blanc pen, a sleek, heavy thing of cold metal. I'd never bought it for her. She was a big ballpoint woman. This was a gift, a pricey, intimate gift from a man who wasn't her husband. Emily worked late on Valentine's Day, doing makeup for women heading out on real dates. She came home looking drained, made a half-hearted, tired attempt at intimacy. I didn't reject her. Instead, I pampered her. I ran her a bath, made her tea, rubbed her feet. I put her to bed, but I didn't do it for her. I did it for me. I needed to play the role of the perfect, attentive husband one last time. Maybe so the contrast would be starker when I vanished. Maybe to prove to myself, see, you were a good man. You didn't deserve this. Or maybe it's my own twisted version of love bombing. A final, devastating pick-me dance, even though I don't want her to pick me. I'm dancing alone in the dark. The silver lining in this zombie shitshow of a marriage is that the parking lot meeting and the salvaged Valentines were the final pieces. Combined with the emails and the appointment book, we have enough. We can finally serve her. Frank, who is also a process server, will do it at her salon. Publicly, I know I tipped my hand by accusing her on night. She knows something's off. I feel her eyes on me constantly, a weight in my peripheral vision. It would be creepy if it wasn't so pitiful. She keeps asking for reassurance, noting the lack of intimacy. I lie, but my acting skills, it turns out, are not Shakespearean. They are more community theater on a bad night. I can't get past this. I wish I could, but the images are burned into my skull. It doesn't matter that she claims she didn't love him. For 9 months, she had his junk inside her, put her mouth on him, and then came home and kissed me with that same mouth. The calculus is simple and brutal. If I stayed, I'd have two options: become her jailer, policing her every move until she grew to resent and hate me, likely leading to another betrayal. Or, I'd become an emotionally dead zombie, smiling blankly, saying yes, dear, while silently screaming every time she walked out the door. Who could love a man like that? I couldn't even love myself. So, I'm going to ghost her. The plan is in motion. Shall be served publicly. Well, subpoena John's credit card statements, a process that will take months. A slow burn revenge. Bev's husband will get an anonymous package detailing his wife's role as chief enabler. Emails will go out to Emily's family, John's wife, and a few choice mutual friends. And it'll be gone. Packed and vanished before the papers in her hand stopped trembling. I'll leave a note, my lawyer's card, and my wedding ring. My lawyer advised a note to prevent her from claiming I was missing or in danger. My therapist says I use humor as a shield, so my first draft was, do you like rich sugar daddies? Yes x no. I won't write that, of course. It'll either spill a 1,000-word manifesto of pain or channel another betrayed soul on here, who simply wrote, I know. Bye. Brevity truly is the soul of wit and of gut-wrenching finality. I know myself. I know Emily, at least on some level, believes she loves me. I know she'll weaponize that love. She'll beg. She'll cry. She'll remind me of every inside joke, every dream we built together. She'll dress to devastate. She'll use every tool in her arsenal, and I am terrified I will cave. I'm not ghosting her because I'm strong. I'm doing it because I am profoundly, utterly weak. I used to think it would hurt more if she'd fallen in love with him. Now I know that would have been a cleaner pain, a clear rejection. Instead, she wants me, but she already destroyed us for a cheap thrill. That is a far deeper, more confusing hell. A brief update. It's happening tomorrow. Frank will serve Emily at her salon first thing in the morning. Fridays are busy for her. She opens early, surrounded by clients and her employees. The perfect public stage for a private humiliation. Afterward, Frank is meeting me at my extended stay hotel. He asked if I wanted to see the body cam footage from the parking lot. I said yes. I don't know why. Some masochistic need to sear the final proof onto my retinas, to replace my imagined horrors with the actual, mundane sadness of it. He can't send it digitally, so has bringing his laptop to my sterile, temporary room. This hotel is my bunker. In a couple of weeks, they'll move to a gutted house a friend of my dad's is converting into an airbnb. It's livable but raw. I'll spend my empty evenings and weekends there, doing mind-numbing work, hanging drywall, painting beige walls, clicking vinyl plank flooring into place. My social calendar is a barren wasteland, and that's by design. The physical exhaustion might be the only thing that can quiet the noise in my head. Tomorrow evening, after the bomb detonates, I'll update. The silence after the explosion is what I'm waiting for.